on.
I know. I see the comment section the other day.
Oh dear, oh
A few
dear.
complaints about my audio. So
Yeah, the
it did
audio
sound
was
bad.
absolutely abysmal, mate.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I
Uh,
blame you,
it was
not me.
actually alright, to be fair. I thought it was fine, but the listeners thought otherwise. They thought it was fucking down the drain, didn't they?
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, they're happy, fine, happy. But
I'm
you
going to
okay?
briefly
Everything
intro
good?
this, mate. So we actually have an intro to this one because last time we just sort of rolled into it and people probably thought they'd started listening halfway through or something. So,
Yeah.
hey guys, welcome back to the AJ and George Oh dear, let's start that again. Fucking
Okay.
hell. Hope you're all well, and thank you very much for the support that we're getting on these podcasts. Really do appreciate it. We're getting like a ton of views, ton of feedback on both YouTube and through obviously the podcast app on iTunes. So we do really appreciate it, guys. And me and George were talking earlier in the week about how we just find it quite funny how people like to listen to our voice for like 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. It's quite weird, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what to think about it, mate.
I just think sometimes people just want to feel, I don't know, like they can relate to just normal people, just, going through the same journey, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I listen to so many podcasts and it's about something which I can't relate to at all.
Yeah, I know.
But it's just nice to feel sometimes, I like listening to people and actually relating to certain topics
Yep.
and just keeping it real. And that's what we're always about, just keep it
Yeah.
real and
Bits of
give
info here
insight.
and there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. And I think that I think what other podcasts do is obviously some of them are like purely informative, and there's some great informative podcasts out there that we both listen to. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, like some of those just get a bit repetitive, and you want to put something in your ear that you're just listening to two people have a bit of a back and forth, and that's just as you can learn quite a lot from that. Especially when we talk about our updates and where we're at with things. A lot of people can understand, okay, like AJ's going through a diet phase and he's finding out that, maybe he's feeling better at this body weight. Maybe I should
Yeah.
try that. George is gaining, like what is he doing to maximize gaining, etc., etc. So, just as a brief synopsis for this one, guys, we are going to get into, as you've probably seen on the title, we're going to get into our Olympia predictions for this year's Mr. Olympia contest, which is obviously this weekend. So prejudging and stuff starts actually pretty soon. There's loads of amateur stuff going on at the moment, but I know that for the pro classes, I believe Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when things are covered. So
I think Classic is tomorrow night,
yeah,
and then Saturday is the Open 212 and Bikini, I think. So
sure. I only know classic, open and 212. I fuck knows who's
Yeah.
in bikini.
yeah. I was gonna say that. Let's not cover the Bikini because I ain't
Yeah,
got a
no, let's
clue.
not cover that. We'll just like end up looking at the entry lists and being like, who the hell is that?
To be fair, I've had to have a little look in regards to who's actually trying to pronounce everyone in. What was it 212? The names. Oh my god.
Ahmad
212.
Ashkanani.
Yeah, there's so many names I'm
I
looking
need
at and
to,
I can't even pronounce them. So
I
I'm just
need
gonna
to
say
bring up the I need to bring up the competitors list.
yeah.
Do we know where they are? I think I can find them somewhere.
Tell me.
I can find them somewhere.
Just
I'm sure I can.
line up.
Who is qualified for the 2018 Olympia? But anyway, George, let's just before we get into yeah, I found them. So I found them somewhere. Before we get into our Olympia predictions of peace, how was your week? What's happened since last week? Has it been
What's happened since last
successful?
week?
Have you moved forwards?
So I've moved forward. So this morning I woke up, stepped on the scales, 155 and a half pounds. So I'm very, very happy to see that high I've been waiting for a long time. Just
Much
forgetting
better.
about cardio's gone, food's up,
Yep.
and I'm just focusing on progressing my lifting in the gym, just feeling good, and just absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I've been looking after Mr. Nathan Beck, who probably might be listening to this, I hope. He's competing at the South, I think it's the South Classic.
He's competing at the UKDFBA, Heart of England.
Was it?
Yeah, he is. He's not
I-
competing at the South Classic.
I can't remember. He had
It's
a few shows lined up.
UKDFBA, isn't it? It is.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. He's competing this weekend at the UKDFBA in the junior class in the heart of England.
Is it? Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, he is. He's doing UKDFBA, mate.
Is he?
Yeah, he
oh,
is.
God.
Are you coming to the show?
Is it? It's in...
Rugby.
No, he's not doing that one.
Is he not? Why the fuck's he not doing that?
No, he's not doing that.
What the hell's he doing?
He's doing just a local one where we live. South Classic. It's called
Nathan.
Southern Classic.
Oh, Nathan. Why?
I don't know because he's his first show and it's quite. He's doing first timers.
Okay, but why is he doing first timers, man?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that because he's
a
if I'm honest
junior.
with you, he's focusing on other people. Like he knows other people competing, and he's coming to get. I'm telling him, stop thinking about others. Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
So he's in peak week at the moment, which he's doing all right.
Are you prepping him?
I'm not fully prepping him. Gavin Gibson's prepping him.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, I saw him having, like, chicken and oats. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Nothing against that. By the way, Gavin's, like, fucking awesome bodybuilder. I like the guy. But that combination of meal, especially post-workout, like, really?
It's stuck as well, mate.
Yeah,
literally.
I saw it in the vlog.
The oats just like off and like just weird. But yeah, he's competing. He's looking much better. Ideally, I wanted him ready, as we always say, he should have been ready 3 or 4 weeks before what he is now.
I saw some photos of him on Daniel Park's page. That's why I thought he'd do UKDFBA, because I thought if Dan was helping him with posing and you were giving him some help and Gavin was giving him some help, I thought all the direction would lead to UKDFBA, but obviously not.
No, he's doing the South. I can't remember what it's called. South Classic of England.
To be fair, he'd be up against some fucking tough people at the UKDFBA. I'd be a bit worried. Like he's got good shape and everything like that, but I think he'd be against some tough caliber. That's something to look forward to, by the way, guys. Like this weekend, if you're looking at bodybuilding, don't just look at the Olympia. Look at the UKDFBA Heart of England, because the junior class is going to be fucking epic.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so sick. I've got 3 guys in it. Got 7 athletes total in the show, and I've got 3 in the juniors, and I've got. He hasn't announced that he's doing it yet, but I'm sure he won't really mind. But I've got Keefe doing juniors, the Scottish guy who pulls like 220. I've got Dan Argent
every day.
I've got Dan Argent doing it, who's like got the shape of fucking like Chris. Oh dear, it wouldn't be a podcast without George's dog going skits.
I know. Stop! All right, you ruin my podcast all the time.
Stop!
You know what? Just stop, please. I have to get that. It's a parcel for the.
Okay, mate. So yeah, to carry on whilst George tends to his dog. We have got I've got Dan Argent, who's the classic boy, who looks like incredible, and has crazy taper, and then also James Hilton, who is probably one of the most shredded guys I've ever met. So it's going to be a real toss-up, because James is arguably the leanest, and Dan has arguably got the best shape, and Keefe, I think, has got the best of everything. And then we're not even taking into account that there's 7 in the class, and I've only got 3. So there's 4 others. There could be some fucking freak in there that could beat all of them. So, but mate, I'm hoping for the top 3, of course, in that class.
Oh, definitely.
Mate, but imagine how fucking cool that will be if I actually get the top 3. Oh my god, that would be so fantastic. But we'll see. Depends what happens on the day. But they're all very good. They're all very good.
Yeah. It's crazy how far your coaching's come as well, mate. Definitely.
Thanks, buddy.
You should be very proud in regards to what you've done, mate. It's crazy. It's honestly crazy. Give an update about you, because last time it was just mainly about me and we didn't really speak about you.
Sure.
And I'm sure people.
But you've had a good week, right? You've had a good week.
I've had a good week.
Heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, my week. I have still been in a fat loss phase this week. It's the 6th week, and actually sort of set it out as a maximum of 8 weeks. I think that I'll probably run 7, I think. We'll see. I'm still feeling really, really good in terms of like overall how I'm feeling in the gym, like performance-wise, but I must admit that the diet fatigue is creeping up a bit because it's been so aggressive. So like by the end of the day, I am I'm starting to like think, oh, like I'm a bit hungry here. I could definitely eat a lot more. Obviously, it's a huge disparity comparison to my off-season intake. A lot of people have asked for the numbers and where I was at. So I was pretty close to hitting 4,000 calories at the peak of my off-season at 183 pounds, which I held for like a good month or so. And then I dropped straight to 2,300. And oh yeah, mate, it was the first week was the worst actually, because it was just such a big change. So I dropped straight to 2,300, and this is a mini cut, by the way, guys. This is not how I do a fucking contest prep. That would be game over for a contest prep. That would be a bad idea. So you do not want to do that in a contest prep. You want to go nice and steady and trickle off the fat. But when you're in a mini cut, you just want to get it done. Get it done. Get it boxed off, get in, get out. And that's what it's been. So I went straight to 2,300. And I've literally just held that, to be honest, mate. My calories now are still the same as what they were when I started. And on some days, I've been a little higher based on the fact that the session has been so long, or I've been on my feet more, etc., etc. So I've just had a little bit more carbs, but kept fat fairly low. And I've actually dropped from 183 to 100. I was 168 yesterday morning. I'm not weighing in every day at the moment, purely because I'm in different places all the time, and I don't think that weighing in every day is essential, especially in this phase where I know the rate of loss is roughly 2 pounds a week at the moment, and I know that it's just going to trickle off regardless. So I've just been weighing in when all the variables are the same. So when I've had similar bowel movements, when I've been at home, similar amounts, when I've eaten similar amounts of food volumes and not eaten stupidly late, things like that. When everything's the same, I'll weigh in. And I'll just get a gauge on progress. But pretty happy with how things have gone, if I'm honest, mate. And it's just cleared me up some more time for what I want to do next, which actually, in comparison to last week's update, and I promise you this will probably be the nail on the coffin in terms of my decision. I'm almost like, obviously last week's update I was I'd say 80% confident I was gonna compete. This week's update, I'm pretty confident I won't, and I'm pretty confident I'll be taking next year off. I think I posted up some shots because I've gone pretty much ended this phase. I've taken shots in good lighting and things like that. I've made improvements for sure, like I talked about in the last update. But after taking the pictures, first port of call was I listened to a podcast with Valentin on, and whenever Valentin speaks, I always get a reminder of AJ, take your fucking time. Valentin always kicks me up the arse whenever I say I'm going to compete next year. And he always says, no, you need to wait. And he's right, to be fair. He's always been right. And he'll sit there quite quietly and convince me that I need to wait. And there we go. So I will wait. And that podcast was great. He was on Sigma Nutrition with Danny Lennon. There's some really good podcasts on there as well, and I got the pleasure of meeting Danny when I was in Vienna. So yeah, that's the plan is now to take another year off. And to be honest, mate, I'm pretty excited about being able to do so, because there's a few things that in this off season I haven't perhaps capitalised on as much as I wanted to. And I think if I was to prep next year, I wouldn't be able to continue to capitalise on a few things I want to travel a bit more, and whilst I can travel in the circumstance of a prep, it's just not as easy. You can quite easily say, oh yeah, I'd still like to go on holiday, I'd still like to travel, and I still I'd be able to get food there and be in an Airbnb. But in reality, mate, when the prep gets serious, you want to just nail every variable. So the reality of that would be quite slim. So yeah, it just allows me to do that. Also allows me to chase a lot of lifting goals in the gym that I want to create. I do want to get back into, if there's something in my head that's telling me to get back into some element of a squat that I can get really strong at with a barbell. Because I did that across the course of 2016, and I got really strong at squatting, and I did really enjoy doing it like twice a week. And I always had hacks, but they were always secondary. So I focused almost like a good 6 or 7 months now on hacks as a primary move. I want to just get really strong at a squat again, and I've even said it in my post, and I still feel this way, George. I still feel that a hack is probably going to give you a better hypertrophy response than a squat, especially the squat that I want to get strong at. Like, I just want to get strong at a squat that puts me in the strongest position. So for me, that might end up being a low bar, that might end up being with squat shoes and a belt. But I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to get really, really strong at squatting again and move some weight. Don't want to enter that, and I do not want to enter a powerlifting meet. I haven't got anything like that in mind. I just want to do some cool shit for reps and get it on fucking record.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
And I almost look at my legs now and I think, have they actually, like, they probably move forwards. I think hamstrings have moved forwards. But I think 100%. Almost like, I'm really scared to say it because I think they might have done a little bit. I think my quads haven't moved forward a lot. And I don't think my glutes might actually have gone backwards because I haven't really hip thrusted that much as I did in my last off season upon reviewing stuff. Yeah. And I haven't back squatted in a low bar stance, which was definitely doing a lot for my glutes. So I can't have my glutes go backwards because if I want to get process, I need to have razor sharp glutes, and razor sharp glutes doesn't just equal getting them in shape. It means having a lot of glute tissue. And if you look at some bodybuilders that have really good glutes, they tend to do something big for, like, big compound move for glutes, whether it's a hip thrust, whether it's a sumo deadlift, or whether it's a low bar back squat, something. One of my favorite bodybuilders to follow at the moment is Ryan Doris, who's prepping. He has had like a really long off season, which from a bodybuilding perspective probably wasn't optimal for bodybuilding because it was mostly spent powerlifting. But if you like put his genetics aside and look at his physique, like he has just slabs of tissue on his ass, which just looks phenomenal when it's lean. And you don't see that a lot in other people's physiques. So that's something that I really do want to work up and get back almost essentially over the course of whatever remaining off season that I have. George, can you still hear me? Because the camera's frozen. So yeah, where were we? We were at the point where I was talking about glutes, the arse. So
yes.
So yeah, what I was talking about essentially is when I look at physique now, I think, you know, you have to have a certain amount of tissue in certain areas to be able to get it lean. So I think that, yeah, upon analysis of my physique at the moment, I think that I still need more glute. I still need more tissue there, just so that I can. I want to basically short change of it, George. Is I want to confirm that I've made changes before I step back on stage. To me, there's no point in sort of I guess second chancing it, because in that moment, the moment I sort of start to like second chance it is the moment in which halfway through the prep I could start to think, fuck, have I actually made the necessary improvements? Like, do I need more time? Blah de blah de blah, which is not what we want during a prep. We want like I think if I was to do 2020, then I'd just have a relentless focus on just getting lean, knowing that I'd spent the time making the improvements. That's it, basically. So, like I said, pretty much nail on the coffin on that decision now. So, which is cool.
Spot on.
Which is cool. So, I'll get to fully support yours as well, which will be very, very exciting.
Yes. Happy days.
I'm very much looking forward to that, mate. And it just means that I can pour the same energy that I poured this year into clients, which paid off. It really did. And I can just focus again on just using another year to make everything that I've got stable. By this, well, I've already been here a month, but by sort of in 11 months time, 6 months, well, depends how long I stay here. But either in 6 months or 11 months time, I'll be considering, like, do I stay here in Birmingham? Do I move somewhere else, etc., etc. That's what having a flat does. It makes you think, do you want to stay in the same spot or move on? And that's the thing that I don't really want to have over my head when I'm prepping. I want to be like really solid from everything that I'm doing, like where I'm living, obviously relationships wise, family wise, etc. So yeah, I think that's a good decision. I'm thinking you're agreeing as well, which is good.
Yeah, of course, mate. Of course.
I know you'd support whatever I do, mate. But
yeah, I want you to be a pro. I know you will be a pro one day.
Matty.
I know, but like I said, I think if you're going to compete next year, is that really gonna? I don't know. Is that going to be enough time? Yeah. Are you going to make a drastic difference next year in order for you to be a pro?
It's going to be close. It's going to be cutting it fine.
It's close, but you want to give yourself the best opportunity, and I think another year for you would definitely see yourself.
Instead of spending like 36, 40 weeks dieting down, like no size will be gained in that period of time. Like that's a long time. That's why like competing every year, if you want significant improvements, is not going to pan out. Like as much as that's fun and potentially enjoyable to compete that frequently, well, I don't know whether it is actually. I think you'd start to fall out of love with the process a little bit if you're competing that frequently. But 2-year off season, that'll be interesting. I've never taken that before. I've never done that before, so it should yield something new and wacky, I think.
Definitely, and that gives you opportunity as well to do things with Danny as she's in off season as well. Go travelling and stuff like that, and enjoy the moments and stuff, which is great.
Absolutely. I mean, we'd enjoy it regardless, and I've spoken to her about competing a lot, and she'd support whatever route I took, and you know that as well. But it's as much as you can say, everything will be good and we can do loads of stuff when you're prepping. The reality is when the going gets tough, it's like you do have to kind of batten down the hatches and crack on with the stuff that matters, ticking your boxes, which eventually at some point can get a bit interfering on other things like the balance that we try and create. So
definitely
you'll learn that as well when you get into the dog end of a prep. I know you have been lean before, but when you get contest lean, it's a whole different beast.
Oh, definitely, mate. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yes.
Definitely.
How excited are you to sort of see your physique like fully in and fully ready? And do you feel a bit of pressure to get like when people are looking at you online? Like, do you feel a bit of pressure, like they're expecting you to get fucking diced?
Absolutely. And this goes with Nathan as well. Nathan has looked a lot into yourself, Jack Thorburn, and he's really wanted to be in shape. Like he wants glutes like yours, but I've told him, mate. I was like to him, mate, you haven't been prepping long enough. As simple as that. He hasn't been prepping long enough. He's not lean enough, and I've just told him, like, you should have been prepping for longer. But from my point of view, I don't know why I said that actually, but my point of view, I just feel like there is a pressure, but I'm nervous because I don't want to be underneath 140 pounds. That's my goal. I don't want to be underneath 140 pounds because that's not being horrible. That's like a girl.
Yeah.
It's like an average girl, and I don't want to be like an average girl. I don't want to be 138 pounds.
Oh
shredded.
God, that would be so shit.
I honestly look at myself and think, I don't know. I'd just be so upset about it. But if that's what needs to be done, it needs to be done. I'd rather be absolutely shredded off my nut than
yes, of course.
Absolutely soggy at 150 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to make sure that this push up now, I ensure that I do not step on stage underneath 140 pounds.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, mate. I don't know where you'll be at, but regardless, like you've just got to focus on getting it all off, and once it is off, you can then start to think, okay, right, like this like next year will be a really good opportunity for you to really understand as to what you need to improve. Because whilst you have gotten lean, you haven't gotten like stage lean, and you also have never stepped on stage and be compared to someone else. Like, and when you're compared to others, that's when you can start to see like glaring issues, because you'll see someone that's potentially really balanced like everywhere, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, like I actually lack balance in that area of my physique. I lack balance here and here and here. So I think it'll be really good for you, mate. It'll be very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And as much as I don't want to chase like numbers on stage, like, I don't know, it's just like I said, I don't care what I weigh, but I just really want to make sure that I'm not a little girl on stage.
You won't be though, dude, because you
Yeah,
won't
I
look like a
know.
little girl. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna happen. You're not a tall guy, you know.
No,
You're never gonna be. You're never gonna be massive numbers on stage. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck about the number? All they care
Yeah,
about is
yeah.
what you look like when you don the little posing trunks, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'd personally rather see you step on stage with a little girl body weight, but nice little striated ass, than
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big boy body weight and a watery little soggy ass sticking out your posing
Yeah.
trunks. No one wants that, do they?
Yeah,
Jesus
no,
Christ,
definitely.
no.
I
People
agree,
would be
mate.
zooming in on Instagram stories saying, George, you needed like 20 more weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't.
You
Don't.
want people zooming in on the stories and saying, Jesus Christ, where's that come from, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
Yeah.
you want. You'll
Yeah,
have
I
that.
will.
Just get
Oh, I
some
will.
tissue on the old gluteals
I will,
with the
definitely.
Bulgarian split squats.
Oh, don't.
Mine, mate, to be honest, I told you that I had them in like pretty much every week. I have.
Yeah.
But that's the heaviest I've gone on them in a while, the split
Yeah, see,
squats.
2 plates, weren't it?
Yeah,
Two plates.
two PPS. What was the hammer strength one, the Smith though, which is kind of light. Like there's some Smiths, the one at Iron Athlete, Danny's gym. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it feels like fucking 100 kilos is on there before you even put any weight on it because it's a bit sticky. But the hammer strength one is lovely. I reckon I might try doing a Smith squat on that. I've seen Dan Bastick and Dan Park doing Smith squats.
Yeah,
They
I've
look really nice
that.
on that bit of kit. But yeah, my glutes are wrecked today. So if you're looking,
Yeah.
if anyone's looking for a glute move, try a split squat or you can do a static lunge, which is like a split squat, or you can put a leg back and do a Bulgarian split squat. I always recommend doing a split squat on the Smith because trying to do it with dumbbells, you just like the grip, the stabilization, it just takes away from your focus of trying to get the movement done and isolating your glute or your quad or your hamstring, whatever you want to focus on. You can focus on you can make it more ham glute dominant with a wider stance. You can make it more quad dominant with a sort of a shorter stance and staying more upright. I love that move as like 4th or 5th in a leg day, it depends. But I tend to put it towards the end.
Yeah, I did.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, what was it? I did it. What's today? Thursday. I did it Tuesday. My glutes are still wrecked, absolutely wrecked.
Got to be careful, go like programming them around like deadlifts and any rack pulls or anything like that. People don't like. I used to just neglect the interference effects of other exercises. Like, and I'd walk into deadlifts with like sore glutes, tired adductors, and you're not going to pull well when your adductors are tired. Like you're using your adductors a lot in a deadlift when you're pulling off the floor.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I tried those eccentric rack pulls as well because obviously JP did them. So when JP does anything, you have to try it, right?
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Tried them and holy fuck, they are difficult because you're not bouncing it. You're like you have to hold on to it really slow and almost use a bit of bounce off the rack, but not as much as you would if you brought it down with like speed and hit the rack because you'd fucking bounce off a whole inch or something. But they were hard. 200 kilos felt like 400 on that thing.
Yeah.
But
something you consider doing more often, or is that just...
No, this week's a bit different for me. So I'm meant to be pulling either Dorian style or from the floor on Saturday because I'm going up to see Callum tomorrow at Frontline.
Yeah.
So we are doing push tomorrow, and then I think his day is like I'm pretty sure it's deads and a more hamstring focused leg day on Saturday because he's training with a guy at the moment who's like 5 weeks out from a show, so his training's pretty much focused around him. Okay. But it'll be good anyway. Like it will go over loads of execution cues. I'm sure Callum loves a good bit of execution cues, so he'll be probably banding me up by the ear and attaching me to some sort of machine. But in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to that, and we'll get some good content as well. So that'll be good. And then mate, in the future again, we need to fucking get this session booked in and get some content together. We'll try and hook up someone to like try and film it for us because half the time when I meet up with these people, I'm like, I really want to film it, but I also just want to, like, really want to enjoy the session and live in the session. So it's like having a fine balance between the two. I think it's difficult sometimes.
And like I always say, a lot of people don't really see what goes into the videos and stuff like that. Like they just watch the videos. Like it's such a ball ache.
Yeah, it is.
When you're trying to film something and your tripod slips mid-set and you're thinking,
annoying.
fuck's sake, there's nothing you do about it. And I'm not re-racking whatever I'm doing or whatever. But
yeah, no way.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great someone to record and stuff like that, because like setting up a camera could take ages, 2 to 3 minutes, just setting it up.
Half the time it's a pain, and then you think, oh, people are looking at you, and like people are looking at you setting up the camera, and I'm like, mate, like this is, unfortunately, a part of it is it's like my livelihood, so I'm gonna have to film here, mate.
Absolutely.
But yeah, right. So let's get into our predictions for the 2018 Mr. Olympia in Las Vegas. Should we start?
One day I'll be going.
Should we start with the classic and then move on to the 212 and then finally cover the Open?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
All right. So I've got the list here. I think. So I've got I've got the list here with who's qualified, and then I've got the points.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure how many of the people on the points are qualified, but I don't know any of their names. So I'm just going to go off the qualified list because I know all of them.
There's so many as well.
Yeah, there is.
There's
like, if you take into account who's on the points, then there's like almost 20 guys. But I guess the top guys that we've got and most people are talking about are Bumstead, Brian Anstey, probably Danny Hester as well, because he won the first one, but he's sort of going backwards a bit.
Yeah.
Arash Rabar, and who's the other guy? Oh no, yeah, of course, Terence Ruffin.
Yeah.
I think I love Terence. Perfect.
Have you mentioned Regan? Did you mention Regan?
Oh yeah, Regan. Yeah, why is Regan not on there? I can't see
down.
Regan.
He's down there. He's like 6th down. No, it's from the bottom.
What website are you looking at? Because I might have the wrong one.
I'm on evolutionofbodybuilding.net.
Ah, okay, sure. I was on that one earlier, but I thought that was too confusing. I'll get back on that one.
And we've got that Wesley Vissers.
Oh, yeah, shit, of course. Yeah, I was definitely on the wrong one. It must be, like, completely off the charts. So are these people all qualified then on these lists, do you think?
Yeah, and then if you look at the list below with the points, how many people are there?
Yeah.
This must be like a 50 group category.
I think it's top 10 of the points. I'm pretty sure. It's top 10 of the points.
I'm sure these guys, I don't know. It's kind of a bit confusing.
But I'm sure Henry Pierre is doing it, isn't he? But he's last on the points. I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, I think personally, first call out is going to be, off the top of my head, I'd say Regan, Wesley, Chris, Brion, and George Peterson, and maybe Rabar. Maybe they'll bring like a big first call out.
I'd probably go.
I'd like to see Bumstead compared to Regan and Rabar. I think those will be potentially top 3. I think Ruffin might fall into like 4. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I quite like. I don't know. It's hard to know until you see them compared, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think Regan would be up there because I think they still do, obviously, with these big social media followings. The big names are normally up there, aren't they?
I think they like Regan as well, because obviously if he won the New York Pro, he's going to be up there. I think he beat George Peterson, didn't he, at some show as well? Did. So he's going to be probably ahead of George Peterson, and he's been up there at the Olympia before. So
yeah, I think he's came in quite. He's downsized himself quite well. I think Regan.
He has.
Looking at his photos, what was it yesterday?
Yeah.
He uploaded a photo yesterday. He's downsized quite. He's looking pretty good. Like his hamstrings are crazy. Yeah. His hamstrings are crazy conditioned.
He looks definitely the probably some of the almost the leanest he's ever been, to be honest.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be. I think I don't know if Wesley would be in the top 5. I think he might. I don't
Depends
know
what
if
they go for, mate, because
Yeah.
it could go either way. Like, Wesley could fucking win it. If they
Yeah.
changed the whole criteria, if they changed everything they kind of wanted this year, and they went for a softer look, they could go Wesley's way, but because he is really classic, like he does kind of accentuate classic bodybuilding, right? But
Yes.
he's much softer than someone like Bumstead or Regan.
Yeah.
I don't think he really accentuates classic bodybuilding.
No, it's just a small.
I think he's really an open
bodybuilder.
guy.
Yeah.
I personally think that if you want classic, you'll go like Ansley, Bumstead, and Ruffin.
Yeah.
I think like those are more classic looking guys. And obviously Wesley, sorry, as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think of Rabar. Right, Rabar's always fucking diced. Like he does that rear double pose with his glutes out, in the rear double, and that looks mad good.
Yeah.
But he's also a person that like he is definitely classic looking. Actually, here, so I would say he's pretty classic.
Yeah, it's tough because, like I said, we don't know what the day is gonna. I don't know. It's so hard to choose.
It is so hard to choose. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna say I think Chris Bumstead is gonna win.
Yeah.
I think he'll win it this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think he's 23, something like that. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But this year there's a lot more taller people this year than there was, because you remember the first year when Danny won it.
Yeah.
He was like 5'4", something like that.
They went for the short guys. Yeah,
They're short guys, and now there's going to be taller. So I reckon they're going to go for the more. I think Brion's might go down a few slots. I think. I don't know. It's hard to say because obviously, I think Chris will win it. I think they'll go for the more taller, like the more Regan, the more Wesley. But I don't know if Wesley comes in better than what he did before. His legs are just. It's just his legs, though, for me, are just not there.
They're not as poppy as someone like Bumstead.
Yeah. His legs, to be fair, he has got a great set of legs, but I don't think they're crazy good. Like, his outer sweeps are not all there, if I'm honest with you. I don't think they're that good.
Okay.
But I think the rest of him just flows very well. Like, I think he needs to... From behind, I don't think he's crazy good from behind.
No.
Compared to, like, a Brion or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think from just him being from the front and just his overall package, I think it will win it for me.
Top two then. Top three, go.
Okay. So I'll go Regan third, I'll go Brion second, and then Chris first.
Okay. I'll have to go different. I'll go...
It's hard. It's so hard. TikTok, come on. Please.
I'll go. People who are listening on the audio are thinking, what the hell's happened? Is my iPhone broken?
Yeah, I'm checking the phone. Is it paused?
It's not loading. I haven't got Wi-Fi. I'll go completely mix it up. I'll go Regan first, Bumstead second. Yeah, I'll just go for it. I'll go Regan first, Bumstead second, and Ruffin third.
Okay.
It's probably completely wrong, but I just want to be different. Right, let's move on to the 212. First things first, I'm pretty confident Flex is just going to win it again. Do you agree?
Totally agree, yeah. It's his final one. And to be fair, I think he's looking his best as well this year.
Yeah. It depends, it depends what happens in the final few hours for him, because he's got to get down to weight. I personally think that Ash Kanani is going to still push him, but I think from a symmetry and proportion standpoint, I'd rather have Lunsford second. I think it will be Flex, Lunsford, Ash Kanani as the top three. That's my prediction. Now, you've got a load of other people in there that are really good, though. You got that... what's the guy that won the... you got that Heidi Chupan as well.
But I don't know if he's competing though. I've been
Yeah,
watching a lot
because
of Nick's Power and Strength, and he said he's not competing because he hasn't got like a visa or something
the
like that.
visa, yeah,
Yeah, but he looks crazy.
he
He
looks
would push flex.
crazy good.
He would push flex quite bad. Well, quite good, I should
So
say.
there's that
If he's,
Kamal Al-Ghazni who won the Arnold. He's good
yeah,
as well, and he's
I
actually
don't.
like, I swear he lives in the UK.
His hamstrings are fucking unreal. I think
Yes.
his hamstrings are like wow. But I don't think he just hasn't. I don't like the way he looks. If I'm honest with you, he don't. For me, it's just if that was a winning physique, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think is that a winning physique, and I think no,
No.
it's
And then
not.
you've got like obviously you've got elsewhere Jose Raymond, who I think personally I think he'll go backwards again. I think he'll be like
Yeah.
fourth or fifth. I don't like. There's loads of hype behind him always, and he puts up hype on social media and things like that, like Grain Train coming in. But I think he's actually just like the way in which I've followed some of his YouTube videos and the way in which he treats an off season is just abysmal. To be honest, he just he just eats crap and like barely trains. So like, how do you think you're going to make improvements in like the short time window that you have between last year's Olympia and this one when you don't even treat it like an off season? Well, don't even
Yeah.
treat it like you're making improvements. You just treat it like you're literally off. Which has its benefits, but yeah, I don't think that he's going to be up there too far. David Henry is always like either on it or really off it.
Yeah,
If he's on, he's pretty damn good though.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of his midsection. Sometimes he's got a real.
Sometimes it looks great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it depends how they come in, isn't it? Like how they eat up and all that kind of shit. I don't know.
What
Don't
do
know
you
what they
think
go up
of
to.
what do you think of Sean Clarida?
I like him.
Yeah.
I follow him quite a lot on Instagram.
Me too.
But like I said, he's just too small. I'll be honest.
Yeah, he is.
He's
At the moment,
he's
but
like
he is
same
growing.
weight as you, isn't he? At the moment, he's like 168 pounds or something like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's 170 something like that. It's just very.
He used to
I
be a
love him. I love
WNBF
him
pro.
as a person. I love him as a person. I think he's great, but I
Yeah.
think no.
Yeah, he was winning like world titles as a WNBF pro back in the day.
Oh really? I didn't
Yeah, it
know
was
that.
like 140 something pounds on stage.
Wow.
And just very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Always has been, but I think, excuse me, I think that his midsection is again a little bit blown from the amount of pushing up he's had to do to his body weight. Like in his most muscular, it just looks like he's lost a bit of the shape and lines that he used to have before he's pushed up so much. But you can't argue the tissue that he's put on. He's put on
definitely.
a lot of tissue.
What do you think of that Zane Watson?
Oh yeah, he's doing it as well.
I
I think
really
he's
like
good, but I don't think he's good enough to be in the top 5.
Yeah, I reckon he'll be like 10th or 9th
Top
or
5's
something.
just too deep. It's just like
he's
just
not
such
big
a-
enough.
So yeah, it's just such a crazy line. You got Ricardo Correa in it as well, and he's done well at some qualifying shows. He's won.
Yeah.
I think he's won a few 212 qualifying shows, but
Yeah.
again, I don't know unless he really brings something impressive, which I don't think he will, to be honest, mate, because I think he's had like surgery and stuff. I saw him guest pose at the Two Bros thing, and I think he's had a lot of issues this year with some surgeries and stuff.
Oh, really?
So I don't know whether he'll be up there or not. I think he'll struggle to make the top 5.
I always just compare him to, like, for example, like Flex or something like that, and I just think, are they better than Flex?
Yeah,
Probably not.
no.
That's the way I just see things at the moment.
Yeah.
But I like that Zane Watson. I follow him quite a lot on the old Instagrams. He's
He's
crazy.
good there.
He trains. I don't like the way he trains. Like some exercise he does, I'm thinking, fuck, can you not just do like a normal, I don't know, dumbbell press? Have you got to be like these Regan Grimes leg extension shit you've been seeing? I don't know what it is.
No, I don't really watch
everyone-
his training anymore. It annoys me.
Oh, it's just why do that? Why can't you just do a normal leg extension? Because people are going to try it and think it's a great exercise and amazing. And I'm just thinking, just do a normal leg extension. But he's very like conditioned. He's very. I love his condition and stuff like that. But I don't think he's big enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't think he's big, straightforward.
Yeah.
So
that's that.
I
What's
mean-
your top 3?
if that Heidi was in there, I'd probably say he'd be. I think Flex will win it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know second and third. Oh God.
I said Flex, Lunsford, and then Ashkanani.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably have to go. Yeah, I'll probably have to do the same.
Yeah.
If that Heidi was in it, I'd put him second or
Yeah,
third.
really? Wow.
Yeah,
I haven't
he's
seen
impressive.
enough of him to really understand that, but
Yeah, he's impressive though.
yeah.
Very impressive.
Right.
But yeah, move on
Open.
to the Open.
Again, I think it's pretty straightforward with who's going to win it. I think Phil will just
definitely.
win it again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree.
Which is kind of unfortunate because it's just maybe just going to be a bit boring. But do you think anyone will push him this year?
No.
No.
I just think from behind, it's just
game over.
Game over. And I think Rami, don't get me wrong, he's absolutely huge and humongous, but his genetics from behind compared to like his insertions and stuff like that, it's just absolutely completely off compared to...
And he's always fucking like a little bit too soft. A little bit too soft.
His conditions.
Also,
he needs to... he needs to remember, people think, because obviously he's known as Big Ramy. If he comes in, for example, let's say 175 pounds or 275 pounds,
275 pounds.
Imagine that. If he came in 270s, 280s, that's still fucking big.
Yeah, of course.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But for me, his glutes are just never in, his hamstrings are just a little bit off.
Yeah.
I think Phil will win it. And to be fair, I used to dislike Phil quite a lot because obviously the way he comes across. But I've listened to quite a lot of him on that RX Muscle lately. And he's grown on me quite a lot. He's got
an interesting personality.
Yeah. When you sit down and listen to him, he's actually grown on me quite a lot. So I think Phil hands down win it.
Yeah. I think it will be Phil, Ramy, Bonac.
Yeah, I think the top three won't change. I think that'll be the same. But I think between like 4 and 8 will change quite drastically.
Oh yeah, I think Nathan will be up there.
Yeah, I think he'll. So I think Dexter Jackson will go like drop real down to like 7th. I think go like 7th or 8th.
Me too.
I think Rowley will come in 4th, or Sean. It depends how Sean comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what Sean's on the day, really.
Sean could be really good. Sean could be top 3 caliber if he's really good.
You need to remember, the year before, the 2016, he came 2nd.
Yeah, I know.
He thought he would beat Phil, and then he came, 5th?
Yeah, because he had some issues.
So, yeah, it's down to how he comes in. But I think Rowley, if he keeps his midsection obviously a lot tighter and just comes in freaky big, I think he'll push that 4th. Cedric again, this year has just been absolutely poor from him.
Oh, he's been a shitter, hasn't he? He's been like fucking 3rd at some weak pro shows.
Absolutely, everyone thinks, he's classical, he's lovely, he flows, but he comes in like that. It's just no.
Should do classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot.
I think Nathan will be 5th or 6th.
Yeah, me too.
Between him and Brandon.
Yeah,
will be close.
Yeah, and then there's so many other good people like Akim Williams, Ian Valaire, Michael Lockett, Kuklo, Curry, like all of these people, but they'll probably be like 9th, 10th, 11th. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
Yamagishi is doing it, I think, but actually I don't know whether he is or not. Sergio Olivia's doing it, but he'll be way out.
Yeah.
Who else is there? It's a shame we haven't got many UK. Well, we haven't got really any UK people in it. I don't think because Sass and Luke could have probably both qualified if they kept doing shows, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And they're probably hopefully both be in it next year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool for sure. Yeah. See that.
Sorry, we have got UK, of course. We've got Nathan. Take that back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be good regardless.
I think the top 3 is pretty much settled as it is.
Yeah.
And I think 4th will be either Sean or Rowley. 5th, we're looking at Nathan, I think. Or he'll be sixth. Then probably Dexter, kind of Brandon.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to say. It's like
It's difficult.
Like every single category says it's just hard to say because we don't know what they're going to look like today.
It's difficult.
We don't know what the judge are looking for, which is annoying when it's bodybuilding. It's kind of just what it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I will stick with my initial guns and go Phil Heath, Rami, Bonac.
Yeah.
That's my initial thoughts.
Honestly, I don't even like William Bonac's physique that much. I do and I don't. I don't know.
I quite like it. I quite like how it's got so much tissue on such a small frame.
Because I've stood next to him and he's like a little bit shorter than me.
Yeah, he is short as hell.
Crazy. And he must be, 220, 230 pounds?
Something like that, because he's not even considering 212, so he must be over 220 on stage.
Crazy.
Mad. Fitting that amount of muscle on.
Oh, yeah. But, I think this one's top 3 easy, and then 4th to 8 will be a bit of a mixture, and then no one gives a fuck about 9th or 10th, really.
No one gives a shit. Cool, mate. Let's cap it there. I think we've chatted for a total about an hour with the other half that we got definitely. Prior to this. So again, good chats as always. We'll probably return to our usual Instagram Q&A next week if we both have time to record another episode. I'm sure we will. So we'll return back to having some questions as part of the segment, and we'll do a little bit of a wrap up on our thoughts of the Olympia as well, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, hope you have a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed listening to us whack our faces on your stories as always. Slide into the DMs and share us both, and we'll chat to you next week.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me on as usual, AJ. I appreciate it. You know how much it means to me.
It's all right.
What else got to say? Yeah, that's it. I don't know what to say.
When's your next episode of the series coming out for everyone?
Probably it will be Monday, because I'll be going to watch Nathan's show and I'll probably film him and probably get a different kind of, because they're very repetitive in regards to workouts and stuff like that. But have a little bit something different. Yeah, I enjoy them, but like I say, it gets very repetitive and people will be like, "Oh, I can't be fucked to watch this anymore, George." And I see people already skipping my updates. At the time, I skipped the updates. Then they asked me, "George, why you train push-pull legs?" I was thinking, if you watch the update, which is 4 minutes, I don't know if you saw that. This geezer was actually, why have you changed? I love the videos, mate, which is great. But why have you changed to a push-pull legs again? I'm thinking, did you watch the update? Like, no, you told me to skip the update if you weren't interested. And I was like, well, maybe. And he's asking me this question. I'm thinking, well, if you watched the update, you'd know why. But
God, that's hilarious.
Fuck him. I don't like people like that, but there we go. Just respect.
You can't win, can you, mate?
It pisses me off. People come to me asking questions, but if they watch the video, they're fucking no. Oh, don't get me started.
Oh dear, hilarious. All right, man. Well, chat to you next week. Thanks again.
Mate, for sure. Thank you.
Peace out, guys. See you in a bit.
See you.
Bye.